Hey. Ooh, there we go. There's my heart. There's my heart. Hey. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. And check us out. Check me out. Check me out. Destination Decluttered TikTok live on a Friday at a random, to me, I'm always like on top of the hour, as we would call it back in the radio biz. Top of the hour here, doing a TikTok live for the next hour. Is anybody else having a snow day kind of vibe, or is it just me? I will say, you might hear, I think I heard my husband doing a little bit of shoveling. I'm so lucky because I don't like the weather, the cold weather, but he's out there bundled up and getting stuff ready. So I'm in here helping you. There we go. Snowy in Michigan. Sounds like a song title. Yes, snowy here in Pennsylvania too. So hey, I don't know about you guys. So I did a TikTok video yesterday about being stuck in the house and doing some decluttering. And now we are here, and many of us may have a snowy weekend. And I just want to encourage you. Yeah, snowed last night in Indiana. There we go. Robin is saying, hey, Beth, very, very snowy, central New Jersey. And here's a cool thing, Robin, is prior to writing a book about the cool vintage and retro places in New Jersey, I didn't even know Central Jersey existed, and then I did. So, okay, there we go. Sarah Martin, etc. Cloudy and starting snowiness in Massachusetts. Okay, good to know, because my family is up in Mass, and I already know you guys got Massachusetts. Okay, good to know, because my family is up in Mass, and I already know you guys got, I almost said, a wicked lot of snow. So let's make the most of the time we have. I'm getting a vibe in my brain of a song I want to sing, which I believe was the end of either the Carol Burnett show or maybe it was the Donnie and Marie show. I actually saved the video. I'm just rambling here for the moment, but I saved the video from TikTok the other day of the closing theme song to the Lawrence Welk show. And yes, I could probably sing that. I won't do that though. Anyhow, welcome. If you haven't met me before, just real quick, I know I see a lot of familiar names and faces, but I want to say, hey, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Why is it called Destination Decluttered? Well, I'm gonna tell you. I discovered that when I was not living a life I was excited about, it's because I wasn't excited about where I was going. And I said to myself at one day, hey, I can plan and make happen a kick-ass road trip. Why can't I just apply that same thing to my life? I asked the question, I got quiet, and there's this little voice inside of me said, I don't know, why don't you try it? I don't know, why don't you try it? So I did, and man, did that change things. Is when you're excited to get to where you want to go to, you're more likely to do the stuff that's gonna get you there. And I have used that for decluttering, not just my home, but my life. And I am here from the road, closer to my destination than ever before, having reached many destinations that I'm psyched about, and I want to help you with it, okay? So that's what I do, Decluttering Life Coach. I do TikTok lives, do TikTok videos, have a website, email list, I do one-on-one paid coaching, yada, yada. I just want to plant that seed with you. I'm here for you. I do all sorts of things for you. And I want to celebrate right now. German Made 95 is saying, just sold all my Stampin' Up supplies. 3 more boxes gone. Rock on, everybody. Give a high five to German Made 95, okay? We're all in this together. We know how it is to have stuff you used in your life at a certain point that maybe you enjoyed, Stampin' Up. You liked it then, but you haven't been using it. Maybe it's not doing it for you anymore. The more you, thank you, Jody. Pew, pew, pew. The more you hang on to this stuff, you're not using it. So the best thing you can do is put it back out into circulation where it can match up with somebody. So funny. I can hear the shovel. Very cute. When it can match out with somebody who is going to be enjoying, they're just getting into stamping. Okay. I was talking to a client recently, a one-on-one client, because I coach people on Zoom, and we were making it like an analogy to dating. You know, that there is something that did it for you for a while, but for whatever reason, it's not a long-term thing that you're not keeping. Hanging out with that person just delays, it makes you not feel good, and it just delays them going out and being able to find somebody that they do better, okay? So just notice that. Yeah, very cool. And this is what we do, is we celebrate the good stuff we are doing. I know you are doing good stuff with your decluttering. What I want to just suggest is the stuff that you're not doing, maybe you just don't know how to do it. you know, or you don't have a good system, or the way you do it doesn't make you feel good, so you don't want to not feel good, so you don't do it. So celebrate what you do well and get curious about the stuff you're not doing. You know, like getting curiosity, showing up in love and curiosity and kindness for yourself will open up your brain to feel safe to answer some of those questions that you that you are asking yourself. Why do I have this? Why am I still hanging on to this? When you're not accusatory, when you're not like, why do I still have this? I don't know. I'm afraid to find out. Just look at it. Why do I still have this? Like for me, like, I don't know. See this thing? I bought it because I was like, I get migraines, and sometimes, you know, you get like a fascia release. And so I was like, okay, I'll use this. And it's not really meant for that. I think I got it when I was waiting in line at Staples, but I was like, oh, okay, that could be good. What do I have this for? Oh, it's to help me feel better. Do I use it often? Sometimes. Do I want to keep it? Yeah. Okay, I do want to keep it. Where does it make sense? Well, where I'm usually getting stressed out, which is at my desk, so I put it right there. There's other things where it's like, I don't even know why do I still have that there? Now, I will share with you, my desk is fairly neat and clean, so I don't have a specific example, but just get curious. Even this weekend, when you're in your home, even when you're looking right now, when you are one-on-one live here on this TikTok live with me, look around and just notice the stuff, just noticing, taking off your blinders, noticing the stuff you have, and get curious about what it is, and notice how it makes you feel. And if it doesn't make you feel good, question why you're still hanging on to it. Because I want you to feel good. I want you to feel good in your life, because when you feel better, you do better. And it starts with noticing and observing and getting curious and love, at least the way I coach. Dorothy says, I recently cleaned out my craft room and let go of lots of stuff because of my voice in your head. Okay, so the cool thing is, and I want to share this with you. So Dorothy, I hope, and for everybody who's watching or listening, I hope that when you were doing it, that my voice in your head was what I like to call the temporary stand-in for your internal co-pilot. Now, what do I even mean by that? Let me explain. The way I coach and the way this really helped me, notice I said I had that road trip metaphor, is I imagine myself, and you imagine yourself as a driver in a car. You are driving your life. Do I even have my old mug? I made a set to remind myself to just drive my life. Oh, right. I want to share with you. Never mind. I'm going to get distracted. I promise I'll get to that. You have, I would say, if you're like me, do you have voices in your head that encourage you to do things or discourage you from doing things? I do. And I've liked to label them my backseat drivers and my co-pilot. My backseat drivers are the voices in the back of my head that complain and tell me I can't do things. You're too old. You're too wrinkly. You don't have good things to say. It'll never get done. You're a failure. All those wonderful things. When I hear those and I believe them, it makes me feel like shit. It makes me feel discouraged and I want to give up. I don't even want to try to do something. Those are my backseat drivers. I know now how to quiet them down, to listen to them, what they're saying, but I do not engage, and I'm able to go and do some awesome things with my life. I've done that because when I quiet them down, this allows my co-pilot to speak up. My co-pilot loves me 100%, 24/7 all the time. You have one too. It's the voice that once you quiet down the negative voices, goes, you know what? They're just scared little kids in the back seat. They're just trying to keep you safe. I know it's weird the way they're doing it, but I'm here to tell you, you can do this. You're not too old. You will never be younger than you are today. You will never be less wrinkly. You know, just do it. What have you got to lose? This could be fun. You know, what's life for except for mucking around with stuff and finding out and playing and having adventures and learning from things and finding out what you like and what you don't like? Let's do it. What's this road trip you want to get on? What's this destination you want to head to? I can help you get there. If you listen to me and trust yourself and do some things you have never done before, we can get there and it's going to be fun. So, Dorothy, when you said you had my voice in your head, I hope my voice sounded like a wonderful, supportive, encouraging co-pilot on a road trip called your life. If it wasn't, I want to talk about that, because this is how I show up for myself every day, for my clients, on these things. You know? Yep. Fold Laundry K says, I've learned that there aren't magic words or tactics to help others declutter. Only support. Yep. Notice this. I have, my words are plain English. I try to make them as easy to understand. I get annoyed when somebody uses a more fancy word when I could use a simpler one. The more simple it is, the quicker I can understand something and the more I can take action. If I'm trying to remember, is that my extra? Is it my internal? Is it my id? Is it my ego? Is it my, and I'm like, how about it's my co-pilot and my driver, like I'm the driver. Okay. Yeah. Joyce Ledoux, I will say, can I get a 2-seater and lose the back seat? Oh, we wish, huh? No, you can't. But the better thing to do is to realize that you will have these voices in your head for the rest of your life. They do not go away, but when you learn how to play nicely, when you learn to get along with the voices in your head and quiet down the ones that discourage you, you can move forward in any direction you want that you want to go to, while still having them in the car. It's almost like decluttering. People say, "Oh, I just want to get a dumpster and pitch it all in there." It really doesn't work that way, because unless you change your habits, your clutter's going to you're going to reclutter again. But if you learn about yourself and what works with you, you can declutter and keep that way. Okay? Yes, and I offer support, I offer encouragement, and I really want to inspire you to take action, to do a thing, to take an action, take an idea you have in your head and make it real in the world with your hands. As I like to say, you've got your head, your heart, and your hands. So if you have an idea of how you want your home to look, I want to inspire you to do a thing, to take an action, to make it look more like you want it and less like you don't. Now, there are no magic words, but I'm hoping that I'm speaking to your co-pilot to be like, you know what can we do to get you to do this? And often it is showing you how to quiet down the backseat drivers, the ones that say, I'm overwhelmed, I don't know where to start, the fear, I'm afraid that I'm going to get in trouble, I feel guilt. All those things stop you from taking action, from doing a thing that gets you less where you want to be and closer to you want. So here's where I am for you. So that being said, oh, cool. Dorothy said you were an amazing co-pilot. Wonderful. And I don't mind showing up temporarily in your FYP, as your one-on-one paid coach, as the voice in your head. Anything I can do to help you realize that there is another side to the story. It's not just about what the backseat drivers have been telling you. There's a whole nother side to the story. And temporarily having the voice in your head be mine, that's a tool in your toolkit. What I want you to find, though, is I want you to hear your own voice telling yourself these good things so that you encourage yourself and you don't even need me in here. I've taught you how to drive the car, kind of like you didn't know how to do it before, now you do. And now you practice it every day. You practice talking nicely to yourself. You quiet down the backseat drivers, you encourage yourself, and then you say, where do I want to head? I want that, please. You ask for it, you got it, Toyota, as I just said to a client moments ago. So there we go. Heidi D says, everyone, snowy Ohio. We get snowy PA right here. Co-pilot and backseat drivers. We all, for the most part, though the universe has sent me clients that don't drive, which cracks me up, we all know how to drive a car. But we were not born knowing how to drive a car. We see people do it. We have been passengers in the car, both, in the passenger seat, in the back seat, and maybe in the way back. If you were a person in a station wagon back in the 60s and 70s, like I was, you were not born knowing how to do certain things. That is okay. You learned how to do certain things by picking up, tips and things, and how you observed the people around you, and you started doing things based on what they were doing. You found out what got you in trouble and what kept you safe. It's the same thing with decluttering. You learned how to feel about different things. And at a certain point in your life, you learned that if you learned how to drive a car, that would open up your life, that you could go anywhere you wanted when you were behind the wheel. If somebody else is driving, you only go where they want. And what I want to offer to you is learning how to declutter. The way I coach it is like learning how to drive a car. I show up as your co-pilot, kind of like your driver instructor. I will encourage you and keep reinforcing the good stuff you do, but the stuff that you're not doing so well, I don't get judgy. We problem solve. I show you tips to make it easier to parallel park. And then you practice, and then you practice, and then you practice, and you get better at it so that you can do it by yourself and you can talk yourself through it. Okay? I love it. Dorothy says, I also cleared my catch-all. Catch-all, that's a big one. Everybody, do you have an area of your home that's a catch-all? It's where all gets caught. I also cleared my catch-all big dining room table, sold it, and bought a set that I wanted for a year. I feel like a what do you call it? A seal. Congratulations. Congratulations for doing the stuff to get rid of what you didn't want and then literally making space for what you did want. That must feel awesome. Dorothy is saying, I feel so good. I feel so good and free of stuff that doesn't make me happy. That's what it's all about, okay? So Destination Decluttered, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and this is where I live and I love because I know what it feels like when I only listened to the backseat drivers. I felt that way. I felt discouraged. I felt disempowered. I was discouraged. I did not look forward to the future. I was afraid. I was filled with anxiety. I mean, trust me, I've been around on this planet for decades. People know how I used to be. That's why, to me, how I am now may be a shock to them because they were not here for the journey. I've been through it. So I know that there's a way to get from where I was to where I am now, and I just want to show you that. I'm kind of like, I'm like a driving instructor, but also like a tour guide, because I've been there where you are now, and if you're not cluttered, I know what it's like to not know what to do, but I want to say, you know what, there's just some stuff you need to do between now and where you want to go, but it starts with even daring to dream that your life can be different. So, yeah, dare, dream. Your life can be different. Now, I know I start to sound like some sort of motivational speaker, but I want to motivate you. But I want to motivate you to do the stuff and to encourage you that you know how to do certain things decluttering-wise. If you just spend time doing it and find time to do it, it will make a difference. Okay? Jody is saying, yes, I am currently working on this huge project. It feels great to get it out. I love it. There we go. Oh, I love it. Melissa's saying, hello, I am so happy to see you. I got your sticker. It made my day. Okay, I love it. So Melissa, I love the fact that you are, despite having bouts of depression, you have been getting yourself out to mail eBay items sold. I will share with you. I'm not particularly depressed, though I have been in my past. But I will say this, that me getting out to the post office has been a regular thing. I sometimes, especially when the weather is not like how I like it, I will give myself a destination. I'm going to go out for a walk and I'm going to go to the post office and I'm going to do the things. And with the weather the way it's been in this past week where we've had ice and rain and snow and now more snow and ice, I have not been out walking to the post office. So I need to get myself there. Perhaps today I will ask my husband to check the, or maybe I'll do it myself. Maybe I'll get out of the house. I like being warm though. I will go check the P.O. box for anybody else who asked for a Destination Decluttered sticker. If you're on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're not on the mailing list, get on the mailing list. I'm giving away free stickers until they run out. I also do want to do this. Now, this is totally not, you guys are actually going to hear about this before the people on the mailing list because I'm just so excited about this and I'm still playing with it. But speaking of stickers, I wouldn't have brought it up unless you had mentioned this. But I just, check this out. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is a page of stickers. And what this is, and they're all kind of, I can't remember what they call these, like not die cut or something. And these are things that I say during coaching, and people told me what helps them. So, like as I said, live your life like a road trip. Listen to your co-pilot, not your backseat drivers. Every little bit helps. How do you want your life to feel? Ooh, that's a good one. These are stickers. This is a thing of stickers that I'm thinking of making them available to purchase. but I want to make sure they're good first. So just think, you've heard about these first. There's a bunch of, it's a sheet of stickers. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad you love the sheet. Dorothy is asking, how do we get on the mailing list? I'm just going to double check here to make sure it works. Sounds good. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website. Go to the website and you're going to see a join button, or even just scrolling down to the bottom of the page is a simple, easy peasy form. All you do is put in your email address and hit send. I think you have to pretend you're not a robot in order to do it, which is good because I don't coach robots. I coach humans like a human. And that's how you get on there. Also, too, I will say, before that, if you haven't followed my TikTok live page or my TikTok page, Destination Decluttered, please do that. What that will enable you to do is to be notified when I do TikTok lives. Sometimes I schedule them. Oftentimes I do. The 2 times I don't schedule them are either when I'm officially kind of off the digital grid, like I will be starting in the middle of next week until for about a week or so. I travel. I like to travel often. So I've created a life that allows me to travel often. So I don't go on there. But just give me a little sneaky peek. Being it's a weekend, I usually don't schedule TikTok lives during the weekend. But I may pop up on Saturday. I may pop up on Sunday. And if you follow me on TikTok, then you will be alerted as to when I go live. I don't know when I'm going to go live this weekend. I haven't decided yet, but I'm saying I might do it. So follow my page. And also when you do that, you'll notice that there is a destinationdecluttered.com/links. You can click right there. That pops you to my website, and that gives you where to sign up for all sorts of things. Okay, there we go. I love it. So funny you did that. I wrote down your sayings in a notebook to motivate me. I write down these things. I say them to myself to motivate me. You know, I have a thing right here. I'm not a crafty person, but I went to a craft class, and I have something in front of me that I look at every day that says, trust yourself. So I'll hand you that one. Trust yourself. If you're fearful for something, but you have an idea of want to go, trust yourself. Start to lean into the stuff that you want to do and trust yourself. Okay, Dorothy just said joined. Boom, love it. There you are. There we go. Awesome. The more the merrier, as I like to say. Smiles, everyone, smiles. Okay? So trust yourself. Trust yourself to feel what's working, but trust yourself. Trust your gut when you know something's not working for you. And this can apply to many areas of your life, but we'll even just start with the easy, safe one of clutter. When you look at stuff in your home, is there stuff, can you think of one specific thing in your home that when you look at it, you go, ugh? Just know to trust that feeling. And then I want to say, you can do something about that. If I was making more stickers, I might say, you can do something about that. You can do something about it. To do something to change the stuff that isn't working is awesome. Figuring out what isn't working for you, what makes you feel not good, and doing something about it, that's how you get a life that is filled with less stuff that doesn't work for you and more stuff that does. And I don't mean stuff. I say that as in experiences, in opportunities, in space. Can you imagine even just for a moment, how you would feel if your clutter wasn't even a problem? Wasn't even a thing. Clutter, you weren't even cluttered. How you would feel on a daily basis, walking through your home on a daily basis, doing the things you normally do on a daily basis. How much better they would feel if you didn't have clutter. There we go. Legal Becky is saying, I love having my house in order where I'm not worried that somebody will stop by. Bethisms, good one. Yes, but I digress, right? Yeah, so G Ford 66 says, I feel free. If you imagined walking through your home today, maybe shutting this off and miracles of miracles, I dream of Genie or Bewitched, and I made all of your clutter disappear. How you would feel walking through your home, looking in different rooms. How you would feel being in that environment. There we go. El Prince, Beth, I have an idea. Put it in the comments. Hit me with it. I'm always about ideas. Yeah, Rach is saying I would feel so much lighter and freer. El Prince says, I've been procrastinating about getting on your mailing list. Interesting. How about this? Take an action. Get on my mailing list. It's not a scary place to be. Yeah, okay. So El is saying, so let's walk through it. Okay, here's what you do. You go on. Okay, so El Prince, are you on destinationdecluttered.com? Can you get on there now? Or if you can't because you're afraid you're going to lose the connection to my TikTok live, write it down. Okay? going. Okay, there you go. All right. Yes, Laura, Lara, sorry. Not Laura, but Lara. Sorry. I'm glad you corrected that so I can do it properly. Unguilty. Sure, make it a word. I love making up words because if it makes you feel unguilty, who doesn't want to feel guilty? You want the opposite. There we go. Okay, going. It shrinks and I can. Okay, awesome. You do that. Go scroll down to the bottom of destinationdecluttered.com. At the bottom, here, I'll do it with you. I'm going to go to my own, I got a computer screen over here. Destinationdecluttered.com. I see it. It says make space in your home and life for what's important to you. Make space in your home and your life for what's important to you. Then you scroll all the way to the bottom and you see a big blue thing that says get a jump start. Join the Destination Decluttered email list. Get a free pavers and pothole habit tracker and invitations to monthly Zoom meetings, first dibs on coaching consultations, and a bunch of other cool members only stuff. Then there's two things. You just need to put your email address in the one thing that says email address, and then below it says retype this code here to prove you are not a robot, because I don't coach robots. I only train them. I don't want you to act like a robot. I want you to act like a human. There, L Prince, you did it. There you go. And here, you know what? I got another thing right here. I see some other people are signing up too. Let me see what we got there. There we go, Edon. Congratulations. Doesn't it feel good to do things like that? It was a little thing, but it means a lot. Baby steps. Baby steps. Now, you're going to, if my system worked correctly, you will have a welcome email with a habit tracker attached to it. You will also get, and I'm going to send out one this week, notifications about when we do a monthly Zoom. We just did our monthly Zoom at the beginning or at the middle of this week for whatever month this is, January, but there will be one in February. I also do free workshops, and also, to me, the most important thing is, for those of you not on the mailing list, and if you're interested in me being your one-on-one coach, there is a calendar that pops up when you go and you want to schedule a consultation for me to be your one-on-one coach. I do one-on-one coaching via Zoom. I have a 10-session package that I sell. You can sign up for 10. You can sign up for another 10, as many 10s as you want. And if you're on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, you also get the availability to look at the calendar, and if a coaching consultation time does not work for you, then you can get in touch with me and say, hey, those times don't work for me. Can we figure out something? And I say, yes, you can. Yes, we can. Okay? So it's a cool thing. There we go. Bunch of people joining. Love it. Love it. I may even tonight send out some price stuff. I don't know. I'm a human, so I do these things. I do these things with strategy and intention, but I am not a robot. I like to share things when it feels fun to do so, and I do this on the reg, so I am here for you, okay? So wonderful. This should be fun, you guys. The Destination Decluttered email list, as I said, destinationdecluttered.com/join. I see a bunch of people doing this. I want to say our daughter, so user 34919, I can't do the whole things, April. Our daughter moved to a new home she bought and was able to unload so much stuff to save her money. Yes. The words I hear most often from people who have decluttered, and are in the process of it is how much lighter and freer and simpler and easy it just feels to live that life. It's not heavy. It's not weighing you down. You're not bumping into stuff. You're not wasting money buying duplicates of things or paying for storage or losing important things. Once again, I got to share with you, and I don't think she would mind. I won't be giving names, but I was on yet another one of my one-on-one coaching calls with a client this morning, and I have yet another example of somebody who, I don't make this shit up, people, said, I found $35 in cash. I found a $200, I think it was an Amazon gift card, or maybe it was a Starbucks gift card. I found money. I found something that was valuable that was getting lost in my clutter. So notice the wonderful things that can happen. Now, my client is looking for, her destination is her whole house decluttered. We've only been working together for a couple weeks. She got something done in this one little section, and in that one little section, it looks better every time she looks at it. She opens up the drawer. She knows where to find things. And had she not done that, every time she looked at that thing, she'd feel ugh. Every time she'd pull open the drawer, she couldn't find stuff. And she wouldn't have found a gift card or cash. Okay? Giving to somebody that needs stuff is a great feeling. Yes. Giving is a good feeling. When you're stuck and you learn how good it feels to give things away, you're more likely to do stuff. Maybe you want to sell it. Maybe you've got some stuff that you think is worth some money. The easiest way to get it out of your house that feels good to you is the way you should do it. Now, Barbara is saying that feel is my dream. That light, calm, delicious, delightful, cozy, refreshing, bright, clear, calm. Again, the words come up because we have very few words in the U.S. language to describe the good stuff. We have many to describe how it isn't. But just sit in that feeling for a moment and notice nothing has changed in your home except you can conjure up that feeling. And if you want that feeling long lasting, that feeling of feeling good is going to be an energy in your gas tank to encourage you to get up and to go out and do things that are going to make it so the energy you feel all the time walking around your house is the one you feel right now. You know? There we go. Kimmy, declutter all your cleaning supplies. What you may find is that you have bought some stuff that you thought was going to work, and it may have worked for a while, and then maybe it didn't. So get curious about what you have. I have a client this morning, a couple, because I coach couples as well for decluttering, and they were talking about cleaning out their fridge, and they were so surprised at what they found out, that they had so much ketchup that they ended up actually throwing away some because they didn't realize how much they had. Checking in with the inventory, the quality and quantity of your stuff. We need to do this on the reg because time flies. I don't know what Keep 'em Wise said on the reg. It's almost like on the rag. Regularly. I think I got it from Jen Sincero, but I'm going to change it. Checking in with the stuff you have regularly is like working in a store and rotating your stock for freshness. I don't know how about you guys, but I feel like I blink and 6 months has gone past. Okay? There we go. I love it. So who is it? I just saw this. I'm going to distract myself. Laura Gibbons Voorhees. Every little bit helps. Oh, you mean this? Oh, you mean this sticker right here? I have some stickers that just say that on there. So Laura, I don't know. I've got a bunch of people. If you haven't gotten a sticker, get onto the mailing list. I will send out a reminder of how to get some of those. There we go. Okay. How do you join your list? DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Wicked easy peasy. Yeah, rotate for freshness. It's true because 6 months can go by. And you think, didn't I just buy that? No. Oh my God, you guys. It is January of 2024. Doesn't it feel like you blinked and it was January of 2023? Don't you feel like it blinked and it was like 1986? I don't know. Sometimes I feel that way. Okay. Notice the time goes by. Whether you pay attention or not, it's going by. So pay attention to how you're using your time. And if how you are using your time is getting you to a life you love, or are you getting stuck? Are you, as Laura says, I procrastinate, wishing I could do the whole basement at once. It's not possible. Yes, it's not possible. So you will get it done though. Instead of wishing, you just start doing. And you know how you get the whole basement done? Not at once, but baby steps at a time. Every little frickin' bit helps. Okay? There we go. Dorothy says, oh my God, under my kitchen sink is a vast black hole for products. Monday's decluttering job. I love that. And I'm just going to be sassy and be like, could you do it earlier than Monday? I don't know. See, I don't know your schedule. But to me, the sooner you get decluttered, the sooner your life just feels better immediately. You're not waiting. You're not delaying the joy. You start to feel better as soon as you declutter because you get that little hit of dopamine to be like, yes, that feels so much better. I want that. And then I do this little bit, little bit. Why postpone joy? Why not just get there and then your destination is just you live in a life where you've decreased the amount of clutter in your home. You've done that in a way that feels right to you, with strategy and in ways that feel good. And at least when you coach with me, this is what we do. We work on decluttering the stuff that is there, but we discuss how you got there. We factor that in, and then we undo the habits that got you cluttered and replace them. Pave over the unhelpful habits with better habits that won't allow the clutter to pile up again. Okay? There we go. Scheduling it. Yes, exactly. Catherine, trust me, I'm just being sassy and I qualified that. Although scheduling it is awesome. Scheduling it. Breeze blocking, people. The more I coach, the more I realize this is the key that everybody misses, is you can make a list of things to do. Do you have a list of things to do? It probably is in one of three places. It's either up here, or it's written down in one place, or it's written down in a bunch of places. You know, I've got a Post-it note here, and a thing here, and a thing here, and a thing here. Having a list is wonderful. Knowing the actions you need to, want to, have to take in order to get there is only the beginning. It's only the beginning. It's just a start. The next thing you do to make that real, to make it happen, is you pull out your calendar, your breeze blocks, and this is something I have done workshops on for the people on the mailing list. So again, if they're like, what is this breeze blocking? I have workshops I can share with you for free. And I also do this one-on-one with my clients, because then we really set up systems that work for how they work, a pace that feels good to them, what do they want to do, and we create a life that builds around that. There we go. See, Dorothy has done one thing. I have a chalkboard, and I just added the under the sink for Monday. I love it. Getting more specific. You did this exact same thing. You said, okay, instead of it just being a thing I have to do at some point, you got specific. You picked a day of the week. That rocks. Monday the 22nd, I've got the sink. Dorothy, because you're here and we kind of have a little bit back and forth here, let me help you with that one more time. Get even one more step specific to say to yourself, self, knowing what I already have going on Monday, and it may be written down like mine is, or it may be up here or a combo. When is a time of day that I can envision myself doing this under sink thing on Monday that feels like it would be easy to do it at that time? Now, this is where, again, I don't coach robots, and I don't want you to become a robot. What I want you to do, and this is how I coach, is I want you to recognize your humanity, recognize that you are a human being, and that your energy and your focus, or lack thereof, your energy and your ability to focus, your ability to decide and make decisions, your physical energy, your mental energy, your energetic, your nervous system is different from everybody else's. And it also changes from day to day. So run your decisions by your internals, right? You've got a list in your head, run it through your heart. And to me, my heart is like my catch-all, like kind of shorthand, if I was doing a little dictation, shorthand for all the feels. So run it, what's in your head through your heart. If it makes you feel like you can do it, you're going to write it. Sorry, I just got a phone call. I got distracted. When you feel better, when you feel like you can do it, notice, feel like I can do it. Not just I think I can do it. If you think you can do it, do you feel like you can do it? And set yourself up for success in scheduling it on Monday at a time where you have the time, but you also have the energy and the focus that when you go to do it, it's going to be as easy as possible. I know myself, my energy wanes after 4 or 5 in the afternoon. This is why, and I apologize to people on the West Coast who might want to coach with me, but I rarely offer evening coaching. I think my solution to that will be at some point to offer some sort of group call that we could do at some point, but I know myself that if I work hard all day and I'm coaching, my energy wanes and I don't have my best energy for my clients. So I don't set myself up for failure or success or feeling poorly about that, because what I do is that I just shift my schedule to where my energy is best and I connect up with people there. Okay? So just notice that. And work with your strengths. Okay? Yeah, here's interesting. I see a little back and forth saying, I can clean other homes, but not mine. Of course. Of course. You can't hear the stories that other people's things tell them. They are on a wavelength where they look at a lampshade. You look at a lampshade, it's a lampshade. I look at this lampshade and it reminds me of buying it in, when we were down in Florida with Tom and Patty, and I saw it at their house and I really liked it. And at the time I thought it was too expensive and I was cheaping out on myself. But then I was like, I'm going to spend this money on this lampshade, and I love it. And now I use it and it brings me joy every day. You look at it and you're like, oh, there's a lampshade, right? So that's why it's so much easier to help some other people with what they have versus doing it yourself. Now, the cool thing is about me, one of the many cool things about me, is that I've done both. Is I have gone through it myself, so I know that there are stories. I hear my stories, and I act accordingly. If something tells me a bad story, I've learned to be okay with getting rid of those things. If something tells me a good story, I keep it and I use it and I put it in a place where I see it so I feel good. But also as a coach, what I really do is I focus on you. I listen so intently that I catch things you might have missed. I listen to your stories and I ask you about your stories so you can discover the stories that are keeping you stuck. So you can look at them and say, do I really want to believe that? Is that really helping me? And if the answer is no, cool. I will help you create a better story that makes you feel better. So when you feel better, you do better. You take action. You release the things that are no longer serving you. I focus on you when you're my one-on-one client. And that's why when at the end of the day, after I've coached and consulted and done TikTok lives, I'm kind of spent. I know what it's like to be spent, but then I get some sleep and I wake up the next morning and I lather and I rinse and repeat. Okay, there we go. So here's an interesting thing. The user 34919, I need to focus on. Yes, focusing will help you. Practice focusing. Practice focusing. I need to focus on bathroom drawers and cabinets and purge more clothes. Okay, so notice you said you need to focus. Pick one of those things. Pick one of those things. Bathroom drawers. A drawer at a time. Take one drawer, pull the stuff out, see what you got, keep what works, get rid of what doesn't, shut that drawer, go to the next one. Everybody, don't pull everything out all at once from everything. Then I pulled everything out, and then I got it, and I ran out of energy, and there it sits. Unless you have space to temporarily stage those things so that you will go back to them later. But oftentimes, like for example, in the bedroom, I tend to use the bed as a sorting spot. Anybody else, like when you're going through your clothes, you put it on the bed and because you have a nice flat surface so you can see everything out in front of you. Do I want to wear that? Do I not wear that? So don't do it so that you're kind of crawling in the bed underneath a bunch of clothes. So limit what you do. Focus in on a small bit, get that done. Then check in with your energy. Do I have more energy? Can I make decisions? Okay, this felt good. We'll try another one. Okay, lather, rinse, repeat. Do it. Okay, check in with your energy. Do I feel like I want to do that? Oh, check in with my schedule. Oh, I have to leave and pick the kids up. All right, I'll stop right here. A little bit at a time is always going to help. Okay. Boop. Okay, what do we got here? Yep, things have to be cleaned out before bedtime. Okay, never pull everything. Even notice everything all the time. Look at the words you use that give you that kind of dramatic, everything, nothing, all or nothing, overwhelm words, as I like to call them. GGX 2000 is asking a specific question, and I'm loving getting into this. Can you give us a few tips on clothes closet decluttering? Yes, and you're welcome. Clothes take longer because I try things on. Yeah, there are going to, yes, and Angela Burke, yes, the Wandas. Clothing decluttering. I want to offer you a couple of things to think about. Your clothing, everything that is in our lives that we have multiples of, can be categorized into different kind of big categories. So GGX 2000, think about your clothes and think about these following categories. And there are ones that are organic, but typically in clothes, there are clothes that I currently wear for this season. Me, I'm in my long sleeve black t-shirts and my hoodies and my yoga pants with the pockets on, and my full length socks. In the summer, I'm wearing a short sleeve black t-shirt, a hoodie, and shorter socks. Like I know what I wear seasonally, but I know what I wear and I know what I'm not wearing. Here's clothes I wear, here's clothes I don't wear. 2 categories. So categories, get curious about the clothing you don't wear. What's the clothing you don't wear? And those also will fall into categories. These are clothes I don't wear because they are fancy clothes and I don't go to a lot of fancy things. This is a category of clothing that I used to wear when I worked in a job that required me to wear those clothing, but I don't wear that I don't have that job anymore, so I typically don't wear those clothes. That clothing right over there, that's a category of clothing that I once fit into and I don't anymore, and I still might like to fit into it again. There's clothes that I spent a lot of money on, but when I put it on, it just didn't feel right. Notice the categories. Notice everything you're looking at. Beep, 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 beep. It's like Bionic Man. I got to remember if it was her. Bionic Man, I think, had the eye. She had the ear. Bionic Woman. But I digress. Beep, 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 beep. You look at something, you see it, and a story is told in your head. There's that dress I wore for that wedding. I used to wear that when I worked in an office. There's that dress that I can't fit my fat ass into anymore. I say my fat ass because I'm kidding. I'm having fun with myself. But yes, my body has changed and I don't fit into some of my clothes. Notice the story, and then based on the category of story that it falls into, then you can decide, you can make a decision on a category of clothing instead of one at a time. What this does is this saves your decision-making, your cognitive decision-making energy, so you're not depleted making one decision, one decision, one decision. Grouping your things into categories allows you to more efficiently and more quickly make decisions about your clothes. Okay? So start with that. Okay? And then decide, what do you want to do with the clothing that's not in circulation. Yep, so you separate them. You got to keep them separated. Yeah, a pile of clothes, so pull out, and not all the time, but you can look at them before. Here's the thing, again, in that not pulling everything out, you can have everything hanging up, and even just by going zip, zip, zip through each thing, you know that you've got stuff that doesn't fit. You know you're not wearing. Here's the clothes I wear, and they're on one side. Then you can say, okay, the clothes I don't wear, I'm going to put to the other side. I'm going to put it to the end. I'm going to go through and I'm going to put it to the end. Here's something I know I don't want anymore. And then I'm going to take it off of the hanger, and hopefully I've got a donation bag right near me. I know I'm never going to wear this again. I'm cool with donating it. So have a donation bag ready in your house at all times. If you know you have a clothing situation that you want to decrease the amount of clothing you have, I highly recommend, this is what I do, and I have decluttered my clothing like nobody's business, and as I encourage my husband as well, get a tall kitchen garbage bag, the plastic kind with the little loopy handles. If you don't have hooks on the back of your bedroom doors, put hooks on the back of your bedroom doors for a couple reasons. But even right now, or inside your closet, put a donation bag inside your closet. So when you see something that you no longer want and you feel like, yep, I'm ready to let this go, make the decision and take the action. Put it in the bag. Okay? So notice that what we're doing is we're getting you to make a decision that feels good, so you take an action and put it in the bag. Like I have so much space in these little closets here because I wear the same things over and over again. I bet you do too. Yes. And Sophia, even when you said donation pile, I want to make that even more efficient. Instead of putting it in a pile and then taking the pile and putting it in a bag, get the bag first. Put the stuff in the bag so that the pile doesn't pile up. And then when the bag is full, you know you're ready to donate that. And then you get another bag and you keep on going. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's why I'm here. I do this stuff all the time. I want you to take advantage of, to take my brain as an advantage to you so that you know how to do this stuff. I love it. User 3419 says, I have a bag in my April says, I have a bag in my closet now too. Rock on. Kit Kat says, can you train yourself to be disciplined? You can, but I will qualify that. I don't like the word discipline. It conjures up all sorts of discipline. I'm going to discipline you. Like I feel like I didn't even go to Catholic school, but here do I have a ruler here? I do. Somebody hanging over you. I'm going to discipline you. Bullshit. There are other ways you can motivate yourself. You can train yourself to have fun getting the stuff done you want to do, not because somebody says you have to, but because you want to. Because you know that if you do this thing, your home is going to look good and feel good. Yeah, train yourself to be rewarded. I love how this looks. I love how my home feels when I don't have stuff on the counters. I feel better walking around my home when the counters are cleared, because I grew up in a house that the counters always had piles on them. And I prefer, when I have my choice, my nervous system, my eyes, my demeanor, I feel better when there are not things on the surfaces. When I go to look for something, I know where it is, I use it, I put it away. It just makes me feel better when my house is set up better for me, right? So yeah, looking at success, less is more, yeah. Ralph Lauren says once, the more you wash a garment, the softer and more beautiful it becomes. That is true. However, I will say this, that's with good quality things. Disposable clothing, may end its shelf life, but just notice these things, okay? And treat yourself with kindness. I'm noticing, because I got all into this, and I've been, I tend to love what I do, so I get lost in the fact that life is happening. So I just looked up, and I'm only on this TikTok live for another 10 minutes. So what I want to just remind you of, as we've got this 10 minutes, I want to make the most of it. But I want you to realize that, and not with judgment, notice what isn't working for you and know you can do something different to change that. Okay, Bertha is saying, I always feel like I will regret giving away clothing. I love this. It might fit someday. Notice, Bertha, you look at clothes, a certain category of your clothing, and a story comes through your head. I am afraid to get rid of that because it might fit someday. It doesn't fit me now, but maybe it will fit me someday. That's cool. Recognizing that story is powerful. So here's what I suggest, because I know what it's like to be a female human body in this world, and we are judged by our size. I suggest, if it makes you feel better to keep those clothes in the off chance that you are going to change your body, keep the clothes. But just don't keep them in regular rotation. The clothing that doesn't fit you, everybody, the clothing that doesn't fit you is getting in the way of finding an easy place for the clothing that does fit you to be put away. So if you think you want to do the things, to take the actions, and notice that's a whole nother journey, to take the actions to change what you do to possibly change the size of your body. And it feels better to know that if you change your body, you will have those clothes. Pack them away in a clear plastic tote with a lid, but put the date on it. Put the date on it and what size clothes they are. Store them away somewhere out of circulation, and then do the things, take the actions to decrease or change the size of your body. Or not. But what you've done now is you have said, I am going to make my today life easier by making it easier for me to put away my clothing. Then give yourself 6 months. Go check on that box of clothes. Do you still fit in it? Are you fitting in it? Yay, you've got clothes. No? Interesting. Okay, do I still want to fit in these? If the answer ends up being no, then you have them right there, and then you can immediately put them into what do you call it? You can tell I need to get something to eat because I'm fading here. You can get a donation bag and put them in the donation bag when it feels better to you to donate them. Give yourself a chance to be that way, okay? But pay attention. Rach is even saying, I have too much in all the sizes because I'll lose and gain. Yeah, but you know what? You are one size right now. The clothing that you wear right now, which is either on your body or on the floor of your bed, on the floor, or in a hamper, or in the washer, or in the dryer, or on top of the dryer, or folded and put somewhere, or not folded. The clothing that you wear now is in circulation. It's in one of those places. When it's hard to put away those things, the things that you live with now, oftentimes it's because you have valuable real estate being taken up by stuff that is just sitting there. It's just hanging there. Now, as I said, notice I'm not saying, get rid of it all, blah, blah, blah. I understand that our nervous systems can get activated about, but what if I'm afraid? We will baby steps it down, little bit at a time, and say, you know what? I'm going to give myself a chance to be some of those sizes, and I will know where those clothes are if my size changes. But for the meantime, for right now, for today, this has nothing to do with who I was then in the past. It has nothing to do with who I want to be in the future. But right now, my body is this shape and this size, and I want to make it easier on myself on the daily to find the clothes, to put on the clothes that fit me now. And if I change my size of my body, I know where those clothes are. They are in storage over there. But if a year goes by and your body hasn't changed, notice that. Maybe this is just the size your body is, and start to love it. Don't even wait for a year. Start to love your body right now. That may help you feel okay with not being the size you used to be, and that might make it easier for you to release it. But notice that is a decision that gets run through your heart, your nervous system, and only you know how these things make you feel. So work at a pace that works for you. Work at a pace that makes you feel safe in your nervous system, And then when you feel safe and you feel okay, then maybe you take the next step. Maybe you wait. You let it regulate. This is how we get stuff done. If you're all flared up, if you're all like, I don't know, you're not doing anything. You're in fight or flight. You're in reaction mode. Like, I'm afraid if I lose that, I'm blah, blah. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying do anything at a pace. I'm not saying drive towards your destination at 87 miles an hour, 24 hours a day. No. That would get your cortisol. No, shh. Calm down your nervous system. Love yourself. Quiet down the backseat drivers. It's okay. I'm not going to give it away. Right for now, I'm just going to get it out of circulation and put it away. So if I do, lose 15 pounds, those clothes will be there. Sound good? Yeah, okay, sure. Then at least you get these things out of circulation. So your daily life right now is improved, having nothing to do with the size you were or you used to be, but taking into account that you might want to do the things to change. Okay? And notice that. There we go. Rachel's saying, thank you. You've helped me about that. Even though I've lost, I still feel like I'm in the bigger clothes. Yeah, because you know what? I say this a lot with coaching. Think about when you use your cell phone and it says you need to update your app. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize my app was out of date. A lot of what we think and feel is based on stuff that is not current to who we are right now. We are still working on an outdated app of thoughts in our heads and feelings and things like that. Many of us have stories in our head of when we, something that happened in our childhood that affects us now. Oh, I can't get rid of that because I did it once and I got in trouble. Or somebody was mad at me for doing something, so therefore I don't do it anymore. Now, I get into that a little bit with coaching, but I am not a licensed mental health professional, but there is validity in that. Okay? I love it. You are wicked helpful. I love it. That's high praise for a girl from New England, so thank you. Thanks a wicked lot. Yeah, but update your app. Say to yourself, okay, here's a thought in my head. Is this still valid? Does this make sense for who I am now and what I want to be? Am I going to get in trouble? Is somebody going to get mad at me? And even if they're going to get mad at me, why do I care if I want to get rid of something and they get mad at me? That's more on them than it is me. Run a lot of what you're doing and talking to yourself through is this relevant to who I am now and where I want to go in my future, my destination. Okay? So notice these things. This is how I coach, you guys. I only have 3 minutes, so I'm going to try to wrap it up, or else if I don't watch it, I'm going to be answering questions all day, and I need to get up and I need to pee. I had a phone call I need to get back to, but what I want to offer to is this. Okay, there. Dorothy said, a month ago I donated a ton of clothes in several sizes, keeping what I can wear now. Not to be all zen, but be in the now. The past you can't change. Tomorrow, who knows? Right now, who are you now? You are a rockin', awesome person right now, exactly how you are. You do not need to change your size or your shape. You are awesome the way you are. You don't need to do anything except be your awesome self. And when you love your awesome self, you will realize there are certain things that are weighing you down that it may be easier for you to let go of. When you remind yourself that you're not broken, you don't need to be fixed, but you may just need to update your app. You may just need to be like, wait a minute, why am I thinking this? I knew I grew up poor and I will never, we only had margarine growing up and I will always have butter. But if I'm eating too much butter and making myself feel oogie, is that helpful? No. So let me just check myself, okay? I am going to sign off momentarily, but a couple of things before I leave. I see a bunch of you have signed up on the mailing list, and again, this is not a pressure thing, it's just an offer. Sign up for the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. We do a lot of wicked cool stuff. All right, Jay? We do a lot of cool stuff for free. Also, it's the #1 way for you to get in touch with me directly if you want me to become your one-on-one coach. There's information about me being your one-on-one decluttering coach on my website. If you have any questions about it, get on my mailing list. You can communicate with me. If you think you want me to be your coach, you're like, oh, if I just had this woman in my life for like an hour a week for 10 weeks or 20 weeks or 30 weeks, this would rock. Awesome. Go to my website. There's a tab that says work with me. Then you go to the big orange button that says schedule a consultation. Pick a time and a date on the calendar. I will say I have a lot of stuff blocked out because I'm traveling. However, if you're on the mailing list, then we can work one-on-one to find a time and a place that works for your consultation. Get the coaching started. It can change your life. I think that's about it. I will be doing some pop-ups this weekend. I'm promising now. I will be doing some pop-ups. So follow the Destination Decluttered TikTok page and you will be notified by TikTok when I go live. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know. I may do some other TikTok lives because I leave next week. We'll figure it out. This is how I roll, but you will know what's going on. All right? Yeah. Embrace it. Love yourself. Now do what fits. I will enjoy my lunch. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I want you to enjoy where you are right now. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Do the good things, okay? And I will see you sometime this weekend or on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, okay? Have a great one, you guys. Be careful in the snow, all right? Bye.